We've qualified for the World Cup. Go and compete.
Welcome back.
Wow.
It's been a bit of a summer break, but I suppose we're refreshed now for a brand new season.
Oh, yeah.
And lots of personal triumphs and a lot of triumphs amongst our football teams as well. So I'm sure we'll have a fun-filled podcast.
Here we go. Yeah.
Fun-filled.
Fun-filled. And if there's any jitteriness on this recording, it's because we're all bricking it for the draft afterwards. I've never been more terrified in my life.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's so scary. We have a 12-man draft. That's like 180 players. I can't name 180 players.
I have a spreadsheet.
Well,
I have a spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet, and I fucking panicked there because I thought I had the 180, and I highlighted all the cells. It's only 144, so I've shot my load.
Yeah, I mean, I have an A4 pad with 50 names on it and some information on the promoted teams. That's about it. Not good. It's not looking good for me. And I came last year, so the pressure's on to not come last this year. I mean, once I don't come last, it's an improvement.
Not being last is the objective, really. Not forget winning.
Yeah.
Hang on, this spreadsheet has fucking Cancelo on it.
Okay, well, get rid of that. That's fit for the bin.
Did you?
This is fucking witch's spreadsheet.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
It definitely is.
It's not. This I got this on Reddit.
Oh, cahoots.
Can you send it over?
No.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Anyway, winning is only for losers, and losing is for real men. Real men lose.
Well said. Well said. Look, we seem to forget because I think we're competitive, and there's obviously a lot of like banter and slagging that goes on throughout the year with our friends that we play this draft with. But it is supposed to be entertaining. I think it does serve its objective well because you wouldn't really give a shit about most Premier League games unless you had points on the line. But as fun as it can be fucking miserable. And my God, is it stressful every week for waivers or even the draft itself. Like it's panic stations, really. It's gonna be chaos by the time like 30 picks are done.
Oh yeah, I'm very relaxed about the whole thing.
You're lying. I'm sorry. That's complete lies.
I'm too hungover to be worried about this.
This is like draft day is like Christmas Day for me. Like I care more about draft day than Christmas Day at this point.
I thought you were gonna say because like the pressure of the gift you bought someone or something. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, like there's a bit of all of that. Like there's the excitement of who you're gonna get, or is it gonna be shit? Yeah, it's way better than Christmas actually.
And you can tuck it, and on draft day you can tuck into the whiskey really early as well. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, settle the nerves.
I had about 15 minutes sleep last night.
15 minutes.
What were you doing last night? Was that all spreadsheet work you were doing?
Yeah. No, we just went out and met some of Emma's friends, and then their friends came along, and it turned into we were just going out for 1 point, and it turned into a all night thing. And everyone's doing rounds. Fucking hell!
No.
I was wiped out by about like 8 o'clock.
I saw the picture you sent to the group chat. There was like 4 or 5 pints of Beamish, and there was 1 Heineken. Were you that guy?
I was, yeah.
God damn it!
I couldn't switch to stout once I started having beer earlier. So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually, this is not football related, but it's kind of related to maybe what you experienced last night, Flynn, because I have been asking people like the best and worst ways to greet someone.
Yeah.
I have my like top 5. I guess there's probably only 5 I can even think of. But like, I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to rank them. Like, maybe I'll write them down here because I won't tell you my top 5, but I'll give you the 5 I have. Right? There's the classic hug, right? There's the
Okay.
handshake.
Hug is number one.
There's no. I'm giving you like a random
Oh, yeah.
5.
Sorry.
You can put them however you want.
Okay.
I have my 5 selected. I'm not going to tell you. Kiss on the cheek.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not going to work for everyone, so we can say when it does or doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's the old I don't know what you call it, like high five handshake. The kind of upright hand.
The
cupping.
Predator handshake.
Yes. Yeah.
Bulging biceps.
Yeah.
Predator handshake. I'm going to put that down. What was my last one? Oh, the wave. So when you just arrive and you just raise your hand, you don't even really shake your hand as a wave. You just raise your hand and say, "Hey."
That's 5.
Hey.
That's 5.
That's the 5.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's kind of awkward. And I'd be partial to it sometimes, but that's the awkward one, right?
That's when someone, but you don't know them very well.
Yeah, it's the safe. It's the safe one.
I was
Or
going to say
actually,
cop
if
out.
you don't know them at all, really, actually.
Mm.
You might, if you get introduced to a big group of people all at once and you just go, hello.
Yeah. There's a lack of tip your head. I like that as a greeting.
Tip your cap.
Tip your cap, wink your eye.
Your fedora.
That's a standard greeting, isn't it? Like I see ya, a little nod.
A nod. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have a nod over any one of those?
Over a wave.
It's better than a wave and does the same thing, I think.
Oh, interesting. You know what? I'm with you on that. A nod over a wave, because the wave was my least favorite. That was my number 5.
Yes.
You'd never use a wave in a comfortable situation, really, I'd say.
No,
I experienced it a lot. I find it a lot with people maybe we went to school with that we're just not friends with, that you see them in a bar and you're like, oh, hey. And your hand just goes up next to your head for some reason and you say, hey. And then they're like, hey. It's just terrible. A nod is much more friendly, I think. Yeah. Okay. Still number 5 for me.
yeah, I agree.
I'd give the handshake. Handshake probably is number 1.
Ooh.
Just
I'd agree.
because it's solid, it's basic, it's kind of it'll do nearly every situation. Well, maybe not meeting close friends. I wouldn't go up to Twee into the pub and shake your hands.
Be nice if you did for once.
Yeah.
We've been waiting.
Yeah, we all shake each other's hands.
Next time, so.
The one thing with the handshake is, and I know all of these are only for specific situations, but when it's an old man, we'll say old is like 75 plus.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never sure how firm to go because I want him to know I'm the alpha in the situation.
You don't know how firm to go with an old man. Okay.
But if it's a fucking old farmer man, they'll rip your hand off.
If you're shaking hands with an old farmer, the fucking hands on him.
Yeah.
They make you. I used to think my hands would be like their hands when I grew up. No, those hands, pure fucking granite,
weathered.
Huge, Brockwurst's fingers on them.
If you're shaking hands with an old farmer, no good has happened.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a fucking funeral.
Yeah, but that's
funeral,
it.
or you're losing money.
But if it's a funeral, they've probably lost someone. They've probably been shaking hands all day, and you go in for a fucking vice grip, and you crush their grieving hand to bits. It's a bit of a minefield.
It is, and maybe this is a bit of a hot take too. But if the handshake is number 1, which I agree, then kiss on the cheek should be number 2 because that's the female equivalent. I would say.
I don't like doing a kiss on the cheek because I be afraid of messing up their makeup that they spent ages on.
Yeah. Trust me.
Yeah,
trust me. As a continental man, it's a minefield. What part of the cheek? Is it once, twice, thrice?
Straight on the lips.
But this is it. I'm 100% with you because number 1, how many times? Number 2, this person probably doesn't want it's probably a lady, and this lady probably doesn't want your disgusting man face on their lovely soft woman face with loads of makeup on it. And it's only in certain situations It's like sometimes it's like your friend's mom, or it's your aunt, or it's like your partner's mom. Seems to always be. And if they are continental, well, that's back to number one. How many times? Like once seems plenty to me, but
Yeah.
sometimes they do it up to 3 times.
I think in
And-
France the standard is like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, from my experience though, and I've got it wrong a couple of times, but the if it's going to be 2 or 3 times, that person knows it's going to be 2 or 3 times. You just got to kind of pose. You got to put the neck and the chin forward, and you got to just see them move their head. And if they move it back in for a second, well, then in you go.
But also, there's that thing of your mouth really shouldn't touch their face. Like it's a cheek
Shouldn't
kiss. It's like a cheek to cheek to cheek. It's not like you're like mwah mwah mwah, like slapping one on their face like 3 times in a
Well,
row. Like
I guess I've been
Depends.
fucking doing it wrong the whole time.
It depends. Yeah, honestly, some is it's no lip. It's a bit of lip.
a bit of lip.
Bit of lip. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like the corner. No, you're not feeling it, but you're feeling it.
I've just been slapping my face off women for
Yeah, you've been
decades.
headbutting them. 1, 2, 3, KO.
Well, the reason that I have that lower is because a hug is still as friendly, but there's no ambiguity. They're just
True.
In
In a hug too, the peck on the cheek can still occur as well, right? If that person thinks they're coming in for a 1 peck, and you're kind of hugging, well, they're gonna meet your cheek along the way.
Yeah, safer. Much.
That's
safer.
true. Okay.
And if you feel the need, you can do a few pats just so that it's clearly friendly. Like there's no. This isn't a sexual thing. This is purely like pat on the back.
Who's Pat?
Shut the fuck up.
Very good.
Hurrah.
Okay.
The thing I don't like about hugs is I think people kind of jump the gun a bit on hugs. Like a lot of times you end up hugging someone you don't feel like you're that close to them, and like if you kind of know someone and then you're leaving and they go to give you a hug or something, you're like, oh, I don't know about this, but you have to go with it because you can't be like, whoa, stop.
Yeah, just shove them away. Get the pepper spray out.
Yeah.
That's when you stick the hand out for a good firm handshake.
Yeah, but
Can't
then
go
like,
wrong.
then if they think they're coming in for a hug and you're going for a handshake, it's like a fucking chest jab.
Yeah.
Handshake.
Yeah.
Awkward.
What was the other one? Oh, like the predator handshake. Well, think about it now. Maybe the predator handshake is top because that's what you do with your friends. Probably.
That's Kean's number 1.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
number one, and it is Keane's number one. Yeah, but I've been adapting it now for people that I'm not as friendly with, and it always goes down well. It always feels great. They come away feeling great. You come away feeling great, and they're like, "God, yeah, I'm not really that close with Adrian, but I had a good time chatting to him," and it just sets the tone for a good friendly encounter. But
What
obviously, you
about-
can't do it with like your partner's mom. Like it,
Yeah.
it only works in certain situations.
What about the a fist bump?
Oh, it's another minefield. If they go out for a handshake and you go for a fist bump, oof.
Do you know? I think the best variation is the kind of more like the bottom of your fist kind of connect. As if you were like almost as if like a stabbing motion, if you know what I mean. But like you both connect with the bottom of your fists.
Oh, like so your fist is up and
Yeah.
you both do like the COVID. That was kind of
Something like
COVID
that,
started
maybe.
like that, didn't it? Where it used to be like forearm.
Oh well, not the forearm, not the fucking
No.
elbow, but
No,
like
but-
just the bottom of your fist, like
Yeah.
connect a bit like that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing it here, but no one can see me. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It makes
think
this
if
sound.
Yeah, that's the sound, all right.
I was gonna say, because if with the predator handshake, there is no greater feeling or sound, I think, if you connect correctly and there's
Yeah,
that kind of like
yeah, that's
echoing
true.
clap.
Yeah. Yeah. As men, it's the greatest, I think.
It's probably the pinnacle, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do it with a good handshake too. If you have enough like vigor, you can like have a bit of a as your handshake in, but it's more formal. You probably don't want an echo from a handshake.
No, certainly not. No.
Generally.
Okay. I don't think we made it clear what our 1 to 5 was, but we did it anyway. It's done.
It's done.
Yeah, people have their like our thoughts on how to embrace each other, and
Mm.
the conclusion is awkwardly.
Yeah, basically, we don't like any form of greeting.
Yeah, just don't fucking wave at me.
It's why we record remotely. We still haven't figured out how to greet each other.
We
Cool.
end up knocking each other out.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. I don't think there's much point in us going over like 6-7 weeks of football news and transfers, but there were a couple of interesting developments on teams associated with both of you. Probably the biggest transfer of the summer, most expensive, it seems anyway, is Declan Rice. Finally got it across the line.
Wait, I gotta do this. We have sound effects now, by the way.
Who's paying for this?
The viewer via Patreon.
Yeah.
only ever when we discuss Declan Rice, though.
Well,
it's never gonna work.
Yeah. Great signing.
Yeah.
Statement signing. Bullied City off it. Bullied Bayern Munich out of it. Arsenal really planting their flag now, saying we're the top team in the world and we can buy anyone we want. And this is the club players want to join above everyone else. They're going for the fucking jugular. They're going to win the league. Great stuff.
Brilliant. So a happy camper.
Oh yeah, sure. Piss the money away, like throw it out. They've spent so much fucking money this season. Like Havertz was 60 million as well. What the fuck was that about? And this fella Timber, I don't know how much that was, 35 or something. And then they're looking at buying David Raya, despite already having Ramsdale. Pump out the money.
So are Arsenal the new Manchester City?
See, they have to go for it, because if they don't take this opportunity where they're close, it might never come again with fucking Newcastle and all these lads now going to be jostling for position. So this is the chance now to strike out and secure the title. And if they can't do it with this generation, you wouldn't know what could happen. But they're going for it, so can't be mad. Can't really complain about anything, I suppose. They're fucking going mad. Delighted.
Okay. You think they'll challenge?
Challenge? Sweep is another way of saying it.
Okay.
City have sold all their players and haven't replaced them with anyone.
That is true. Yes, I did notice that.
Don't know what Pep's thinking. Fucking idiot. Even United are buying players. Like,
yeah, and Cancelo, did they kiss and make up, or maybe they hugged, or Predator handshake and make it up? But he seems to be back after being cast away.
Nah, he's fucked. He's gone.
sure, Walker as well. He might be out.
Yeah, I mean they seem to be signing this guy from Leipzig for like a record signing for a defender now.
Oh yeah, but that's not even confirmed. So
no, that actually seemed like it was like happened, and then it's all gone quiet for a few weeks. So hopefully, it's all gone tits up.
I am enjoying watching Chelsea fuck up again. Another season of it.
Chelsea fuck. Before we go on to Chelsea, kind of connected, the Havertz thing, is that like, do you think that's shit?
Oh, the money was crazy. 60 million or whatever it was for him, and he's been crap for 2 years. But the only thing give me any hope is they played him as a striker, and he's probably not going to be playing as a striker for Arsenal. So He could come good. Sure, fucking Xhaka came good last season. If he can come good, I've every confidence Arteta can make something work here. Xhaka, like.
I think you have to remember too, it's going to be a very different season for Arsenal. So having the likes of Havertz who can play in a couple of roles whilst also being in the Champions League, it's all about that rotation. It seems like Arteta has 6 players that he can play in like the attacking roles. He's got good depth at wing back if they stay fit. Timber's good centre back replacement. So, I mean, he's doing all the right things.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
Only concern is Saka has no cover still. Saka's going to be fucking running to the ground again. But sure, it's worth it.
Good enough for him.
He's young and fit. He can do it.
Yeah.
Salah's done it for years, for God's sake.
That's true. And by God, has he done it.
Has he? What?
Now, Liverpool, mixed. Jordan Henderson, gone. Milner, gone. New lads, in. Happy?
Well, I like the signing so far. There just hasn't been enough of them. So I'm going to hit you with a stat. Here we go.
Okay.
We're going to assume Fabinho is gone because he's not on the preseason tour and there's been lots of talk of him leaving. So let's say Fabinho's gone, Henderson gone, Milner gone, Oxlade-Chamberlain gone, Naby Keita gone. In the Premier League last season, they, between the 5 of them, had 119 appearances. So that's maybe not a lot for 5 players, but it's a good amount. And if they're bringing in 2 players to cover 119 appearances, that's not going to work. So if they're talking about bringing in Lavia as well, what's 109? Like, how do 3 lads cover 119 appearances in the Premier League? It's impossible. So they need to bring in another midfielder, unless they think Curtis Jones is going to do it. But like, that still leaves it very thin in midfield. So far, I'm happy with who they brought in. I think they're good. Never heard of your man. I think his name is Sabastlai.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard.
I think that's how we're saying it. I mean, he's 22 and he captained Hungary, who are actually doing pretty well at the minute, so he can't be bad. But they've lost their 2 holding midfielders potentially, so they need to bring one in. This guy Lavia is like 19. I mean, Carvielli is 20, and he doesn't even play all the time. So the numbers don't add up for me. I think they okay. Then there's the option of Trent playing in midfield. Well, then we need a right back because Joe Gomez can't do it, not all season. So far, am I happy? Yes. If it stays this way until September 1st or whatever it is, no. And if they only bring in one more player and it's Lavia, I'm also not happy. It sounded like a cat just got slapped.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I was literally just checking stats and I dropped my phone flat on the ground. So you got your soundboard, Adrian, I got mine.
So
this happens on Sky Sports too, right?
It does, yeah. Hang on, we can remedy this. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. There we go.
The soundboard actually sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh God, I can't stop it now. Shut up.
Standing ovation.
Well, we have one really good one. Maybe I'll save it for when we need a good ovation. But there's some really bad ones. Hang on, let me find the miserable one. That's like 4 people clapping, so we don't need that. Anyway, so to answer your question, yes, but also no.
Thank you. Good to know.
You're welcome. I also feel like teams like Liverpool, like up front, really good options up front. And you look at it at preseason, you're like, fuck, we don't need anyone. But there's inevitably going to be an injury, like lots of injuries. It happens. So if Salah is injured, I don't know who plays out there. And he's never really been injured. In midfield, I mean, fucking hell, if McAllister gets injured for like 3 or 4 months, we're really thin in midfield. And I think Jones is good, but I don't think he's good enough yet. So I think there's been a lot been put on Jones. There's a lot been put on Trent in midfield, but then we need a right back. We probably still need a centre back because Matip is past it. I think they could probably do with another 3 or 4 signings, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Can't flash the cash like Arsenal can. Liverpool in their place.
Well, they mortgaged their future on Diaz, and the bank has foreclosed.
But surely Diaz was a better signing than United spending 65 million on Mason Mount, who had 1 year left on his contract that no one else wanted.
That's really funny. I thought you were going to make fun of this Hoyland fella they're buying.
Just you wait, Flynn. It's coming. But yeah, probably the only, like, when like Raheem Sterling was bought by City from Liverpool with a year left and it was 50 million, it was like, okay, high demand, he could go into any team, which is funny to think now considering how bad he is at Chelsea. But Mason Mount, literally no one interested. He wanted to join United, a year left, and United still overpaid for him. They're just, I don't know.
They're so stupid.
Yeah. They don't see a good deal when they see one.
No. And they don't need him, really. Do they? Does anyone think they need Mason Mount?
Does anyone need Mason Mount?
Yeah.
It's not very appealing, is it? It's not like it's been treated like a marquee signing, but really it's very mediocre.
Yeah.
Hilarious,
and he was
really.
injured for most of last season as well. Like that could happen again and he'll just play like 10 games for what was it, 60 million?
Yep.
Christ above.
Yeah.
No good. No bueno.
No. The one thing I think we save it for another podcast because it probably could go on for a bigger discussion. But with all the Saudi Arabian money going around now, it's absolutely miserable that not one of them wants to buy like a Palace player. Like, why can't we get like flooded with money for like Schlupp and IU? There's money going around is ludicrous.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. It's not fair, and you lost your arguably best player for free.
Arguably, indeed.
Okay. But isn't someone in for Eze? Wasn't that a thing? Or Elise?
It'd be both. Fucking miserable. Yeah, we're going into another Premier League season with Joel Ward at right back and Jordan Ayew on the wing. It's no good. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, look,
they've done the job for about 20 years now. So
that's it. Why not? That's the Roy Hodgson attitude. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But look, Zaha has done more than enough for Palace. He doesn't owe anyone jack shit. He turned down a bigger contract from us because he wants to play Champions League football. Galatasaray look fairly certain to have Champions League football this year. Go for it, man. Why not?
Fair enough. And what about that guy you signed, Lerma? Was he the guy from Bournemouth?
Yeah, I mean, all I know him for is yellow cards on fantasy football. So brilliant.
He did some bits.
It's like a mid-table Mason Mount signing.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's never going to be positive, Adrian.
No.
Ever.
Any other football business?
No. If we are wrapping up the kind of main points of the transfer stuff, I did have like a kind of final little segment which might take us to the end of the podcast. If you guys are interested in working together on it.
Take us there.
All right. So the idea is to build the perfect team, or the perfect Premier League team. So there's 5 sections. You can only pick one team once. There's 5 subcategories. So it's manager, players, kits, fans, and history. So say you wanted or thought Pep Guardiola would be the perfect manager for the perfect team. You'd pick Man City, but you can't pick them again. So you'd have to use the other 19 teams for the other 4 sections. Does that make That makes sense.
Yeah. Can I
Okay.
just say, so it's manager, players, kits, fans, and
History.
history. That's a good
Yes.
one. All right.
Yeah. Cool. All right. You can start in any order
Oh,
with
God.
any team,
Okay.
but let's see.
Flynn, do you have a strong opinion on any of those?
Well, okay, let me try 'em. Guardiola for manager, Arsenal for players, Liverpool for fans, United for history. Whose kits do I like?
It could be historically too. It doesn't have to be just this year.
Newcastle, maybe?
Ooh, with the Saudi green.
More. I'm
You know
thinking
what?
Newcastle Brown Ale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a classic.
I was probably thinking more Klopp manager and City players, but at this point, the City players they've gotten rid of too many of them, so I don't know.
Mm.
Because I was thinking Arsenal for the kits, because Arsenal are always good kits.
It's true. Last
United
season's
history
fucking kits are amazing.
and the
Yeah.
United history is good for about 20 years.
I know.
Like, is there
Not much
anyone?
in the past 20, like.
No.
Would you consider someone like, I don't know, Forest,
No.
two-time
Yeah.
European champions?
No. Yeah, but mostly relegated.
Mostly relegated. More relegations than European Cups.
That's true. Villa, they have a European Cup, a few
Yeah.
trophies.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
so
to think of.
back then it was like the Nations League, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just see. Like, fans of Liverpool is good, but surely there's other fans that are good. Not as good, maybe. God. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll go Liverpool for the fans. I'm okay to concede that one. Manager Pep. I don't know. Do you think Arteta would do a better job with the Man City squad than the Arsenal squad?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so why don't we go Arteta and then Man City?
Okay.
Okay. So we're going Arteta, the Man City squad, the Liverpool fans. Will we go the United history? I mean, they have like the most leagues, I guess, don't they?
Yeah, but back then the leagues were kind of a bit like the Nations League.
Yeah.
People didn't care about the league. They cared about the FA Cup.
It's true. It was more about like, surviving back then than it was football,
Yeah. Tottenham kits, maybe?
Get out of it. Fucking white
yeah.
with blue shorts. Like,
White.
this little
White.
shit.
This year, our kit is going to be white. Every fucking year. Never anything on it. God, yeah, I like the Arsenal kits. Maybe the Newcastle. I just hate the black and white. I think the black and white looks naff.
Really?
I do. I really do. I love their away kits, but what other teams are in the league? Do we have any Norwich this year? No.
No. In terms of kits, is it?
Yeah.
Wolves.
No.
Gold and
Idiots.
black? No. Really? Okay.
Fucking Dorito powder.
Oh yeah, we did say that for the badges, didn't we? For the crest.
Yes. We're going to run out of time. I mean, I can't beat Newcastle. Let me just have a quick look at the teams that are in the league. I should know this
Palace.
with the draft coming up.
Yeah,
Get Palace in there somehow. I'm surprised they didn't come up as fans.
Yeah, that
Fan,
would have been a
maybe.
good one.
Fan, yeah. Surely I'm better than the entirety of Anfield.
Yeah, I get on board with that.
Perfect. Choke it down.
No, no, Kieran, this is meant to be us deciding, not you.
Yeah. Well, veto.
Oh my god, my page keeps refreshing. Arsenal, Forest, West Ham kits? No way. Luton? Do we know what their kit is like ever?
Give up,
Yeah,
Adrian.
maybe the. Okay. All right, Newcastle.
Everton,
No,
Fulham,
no, it's decided. It's locked in.
Newcastle.
So Arteta managing the City squad in Newcastle jerseys at Anfield, with United's history.
Horrifying.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
Frankenstein.
literally
That's a Frankenstein.
that's the Saudi Super League in a
Yeah.
nutshell for you.
Okay.
You done it.
Let me get ready to sign off because we'll have rapturous applause for our sign off.
Okay.
Brilliant. Yeah, short but sweet.
Yep.
But we're back. New season awaits.
Yeah. Good luck in the draft.
Good luck.
Yes,
Yeah.
you too. Hope you both are happy with what you receive because
I'll be happy.
there's not
Oh,
much
well,
there.
happy. All right. You'll never walk alone.
Up the fucking palace.
Come on, the arse.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Put 'em Under Pressure podcast. To keep up to date with all of our content, give us a follow on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Outro music. Boom.
That was good.
That was good, man.
Yeah.
We'll prepare and we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure.